The Group 1 feature at Randwick on Saturday is the Tab Epsom Handicap. 1,600 metres, Royal Randwick, $1 million up for grabs. Here to preview the race with me is Brad Gray. And Brad, another good edition of the Epsom this Saturday.
Certainly is. Hello to you, to Sam and everybody else watching on wherever you are around the world. So as you can see, the shots there, that is Sydney at its finest. And the Randwick Mile is one of the more iconic starts and finishes as far as Australian racing goes. So big handicaps. And as you can see by the current market, there is a dominant favourite, and her name is Autumn Glow. So unbeaten to this point. She's almost public property, isn't she? There's a groundswell of support. The punters absolutely love her, and easy to see why, because she makes winning a habit. Pericles, he carries a bit of weight. Ceolwulf's there. Willydoit, Pier, Swift Falcon. But yeah, you've got a dominant and outright favourite there at the top of betting.
Let's talk some speed in the race. Autumn Glow, she's drawn 14 of 14. That might not be the worst thing for her, though.
I don't think so. I think there's more risk with her drawing low, to be fair, because then she risks being cluttered up. At least she'll be in clear room. We know the Randwick Mile is a very fair start. They get a lot of time to find a spot. And looking at the map, if Ciaron Maher does show a bit of urgency early, which I think he will, because we have seen this horse show speed over sprint trips in the past, there might be a spot for her one out, one back. And if she's there, I think it's all but game over.
All right, let's have a look at her most recent outing. It came in the Group 2 Theo Marks at Rosehill Gardens. Pia's also in this race, but she won it for fun. She made it 6 from 6. She looks a pretty talented mare.
She certainly does. There she is in the yellow silks, just tucking in behind the speed. Love the way she accelerates. And as you say, the other runner to keep an eye on is the Kiwi, who works home quite nicely.
Bit by McAvoy and starting to pick up the bridle as they turn. Espionage at the 400, soon to be joined by Autumn Glow. General Salute between runners running a big race. Clear then from Pier running on. Autumn Glow's given the cue now, and the mare starting to open up. Autumn Glow raced a length and a half clear from General Salute, and Pier's running on, but Autumn Glow protecting her unbeaten record, and this magic mare makes it 6 out of 6. Autumn Glow, a big win in the Theo Marks. General Salute held down second all the way down the straight, and Pier finished third.
She's bomb-proof, isn't she? She puts herself thereabouts, she settles, she quickens, she runs time. So all the hallmarks of a horse that is justifiably one of the most exciting gallopers we've currently got in the country. So I guess if there's a little caveat on Saturday, does have to run out a strong mile for the first time, but everything we've seen to this point suggests that that's no drama.
And she's a 4-year-old, which is the perfect recipe for an Epsom.
Profile-wise, they have absolutely dominated the Epsom. As you can see there, 30 of the past 46 Epsom winners have been 4-year-olds, so they tend to get in at that right weight. I think she's got maybe a kilo more than she probably should in terms of what she's done to this point. The handicapper didn't miss her in that regard, but she should be winning regardless.
All right, let's go back to the 7 stakes. Now, this is Ceolwulf, last year's Epsom winner. Ran pretty well. Let punters down again, you'd have to say?
A little bit in the context of his price, but I just think he's looking for a race with a bit more pressure. So I guess the key for him is that he is the class runner. So here he is just in behind. A sit sprint doesn't necessarily suit him. So if the speed's on, we'll see the best of Ceolwulf.
Private Eye and Ceolwulf, and Fangirl is coming off heels. Lindemann at the 250, a length and a half clear from Private Eye and Fangirl. Ceolwulf back on the inside. Lindemann leads at the 150, but Fangirl's going after him now. It's Lindemann a half in front, a neck in front. Fangirl lunges the outside. It's very close. Fangirl diving at Lindemann, nothing in it. Ceolwulf third in front of Private Eye, then Kovalika.
So that's Group 1 weight for age form against some of the best milers that we've got in the country, including Fangirl and Lindemann, who is going really well. So from the draw, listening to his trainer Joe Pride throughout the week, he suggested that they might ride him a touch more conservatively, because with that he seems to have a better turn of foot. So on that, I know Ceolwulf has drawn 9, but it's nearly double figures. So 11 of the past 20 winners have jumped from double figure barriers. So just going back to the point in terms of it being a fair start, if you like a horse that has drawn a little bit wide, I wouldn't let that put you off.
That mile start's just about the fairest in racing, I reckon.
Yep.
All right, last replay. Let's go back to the tramway. This is Pericles winning. The Godolphin boy, he's going to get a very, very similar setup come Saturday.
He is the map horse. So he is the horse that will get the perfect trailing position, just as he did first up, and he made it count. So the horse in the blue just tucked in behind the speed, and look at the way that he wins with some authority.
Eyes and Swift Falcons all boxed up between runners as they straighten up. Private Eyes, a narrow leader from With Your Blessing, breathing down its neck. Then came Linebacker. Pericles has had a good run behind and presents to challenge. Just in front, Private Eye, but now Pericles moved up with Your Blessing in the middle. It's Pericles coming down the middle part of the track, and Pericles having his first run for Bjorn Baker, draws away for a big win in the tramway. Private Eye fought on gamely into second. With Your Blessing third, then
he does have a history of improving with a run under his belt. He looks to get the perfect trailing position. He has got a bit of weight, but on the strength of this return, his first run for the Bjorn Baker stable, he looks to be going as well as ever. So there's a lot to like about his setup. Just touching on the horse that was flashing home in the red, that was Willydoit. And I thought 1400 metres might be on the sharp side for him, but the way he hit the line suggests that second up mile, no weight, he might run a race, and the market's identified that. So the biggest winning weight carried in the past 20 years is 57 kilos, so he's right there on the edge of that Pericles.
It's one of those handicap races you just have to time perfectly and get in at those lower weights.
Absolutely it is.
All right, Brad, that's the replays done. Who's on top? Have you got the favourite?
I do. Pretty straight bat from me, so I'm not going to tip against her. She's a budding superstar, and the market says that she's the horse to beat, and I do not disagree. So Ciaron Maher for Chris Waller. Next best is the class runner up the top. No easy task with 58 kilos, but if all of a sudden there is a touch more pressure than it looks at least on paper, he gets his chance to rattle home at the finish. Chad Schofield with Joe Pride, your trainer there.
There we go. Autumn Glow on top for Brad in the Epsom. Can she make it 7 from 7 and break through a Group 1 level for the first time? It's going to be a cracker from Randwick on Saturday. You can catch all the action here live on the Sky Racing Network.